Good morning, everyone. It's your boyfriend, Brayden, and I realized that one of the things I had wanted to do with my YouTube channel was to help trans people, trans masculine people in particular, but anybody really who's trans, um, learn how to talk about being trans and learn how to navigate life situations. So first and foremost, before I get into it, I just woke up, so this is my bedhead. Yes, hashtag woke up like this. And also that's why my face is a little bit puffy, but y'all can fucking deal with it. So here we go. So the first question a question that I recently received from somebody who's newly out of the closet, is how to talk about your pronouns and your name with people who you already have a relationship with. And this could range from partners to family members to coworkers and bosses. It is one of those things that is going to be severely uncomfortable, and that you're kind of going to have to settle into, right? Because it's a conversation that you're going to have as a trans person, like, pretty regularly. So that's the first thing I think I want to cover with you guys is how to have that conversation. Now, instead of doing it on YouTube, because I put a lot of effort into the production quality and stuff on YouTube, I'm doing it right here on my phone on TikTok because I can. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so part 2 of how to talk to people you already know about your pronouns and name. So this is for people who have already kind of figured out their preferred pronouns or the right pronouns for them, and the name that they want to go by. If you're somebody who's still testing things out, there's a different type of conversation that you need to have than the one we're talking about today. And I'll get into that in another video set. So, your pronouns are a part of how you interact with the world and how the world interacts with you, and it's the same for names. Words are obviously just sounds strung together, but for some of us, those words are really important. And it's important to make sure that the people you're interacting with on a daily basis understand the best way to communicate with you. And that also means correcting them on pronouns and name. Now, if you're trans and like you just recently came out, there are going to be a lot of people who don't know, and who you're going to have to sit down and talk with. So when you're ready to have that conversation, the best way to do it really is to just come from a place of, I would say, humility and humanity, right? So coming to work and your coworker calls you by your dead name or uses the wrong pronoun when referring to you, but they maybe don't know that you're officially out. You want to have that conversation. So you pull the person to the side, not in a big public atmosphere or whatever. You say, hey, exciting news, actually, I am trans. And I just kind of came out, and I would really, really appreciate it, like person to person, if you would use these pronouns and this name for me from now on. And I'll tell you, you will be nervous, your palms will be sweating, and you're going to want to go throw up after. But chances are when you approach somebody that way, they're a lot more likely to appreciate what you have to say and respect it. And you should have the same conversation in the same way with bosses and parents and siblings. Doing it in a casual and happy manner, even if you know for a fact that it's not going to go well. So yes, that's really it, honestly. Like, if you're watching this and you didn't see part 1 or 2, go watch part 1 and 2. Part 3 here is where we talk about kind of moving forward from that point, okay? So once you present it in this sort of like excited and relatively intimate way, people will feel like you're letting them in on a very special part of your life, and that they'll more likely want to respect what you ask of them. Now, if it's somebody who you know for a fact, like, this is not going to go well, do it that way anyway, because it shows that you made the effort to relate to them on a human level. And if it, like I said, if it's someone who it's not going to go over well and they're like, bitch, I'm not going to do that. Okay. From that point on, you have cause to be a little bit more, like, direct and overt about it. And that's when you have to kind of take a stand and be like, respect my pronouns, correct them, like, every single time they intentionally do it wrong. But, you know, for the most part, if you choose to keep good people in your life and you choose to interact with people who actually treat you like a person and respect you, then you will not run into significant issues with the people that you care about and the people in your inner circle treating you poorly. Now, when it comes to coworkers and bosses, like, there's not a lot you can do, except for you can file complaints against people for harassment and you know, overall just being a dick. Like, that is the thing you can do and should do if after a few times, like, they still intentionally mess it up. Obviously, people are gonna mess it up on accident, especially at the beginning, and you just have to have grace with people for when they do that. Like, it's when it's on purpose that you should be upset about, you know, misgendering and dead naming and stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, like I said, if it's you know, people you already know and people who you have a good enough relationship with, they're gonna respect you. And you just have to approach it with that being the assumed result. You're going to walk into a situation, you're going to assume you already got victory on it. You're going to talk to that person as though it is a normal, natural thing, because it is a normal, natural thing to be trans, and to ask people to respect your pronouns. And it's going to go great. And that's just kind of how you got to approach it. I hope this helped. And good luck. You got this.